Hey guys, Javontai here. This is our first taping of Game Over, our weekly gaming discussion. What's hot in gaming? Here with me is Darby, Angel, Millan, and Mark. Here we're going to be recapping some of the stuff from E3 and what's new in gaming this week. I was wondering, what were you guys' first impressions on the Xbox One's game restrictions and the fact that Microsoft removed them so quickly?
I was really against it because I'm all for not having anything restrict my ability to play. But knowing that they're taking that all away, that they're just going to get rid of it because of the negative response, that makes me feel better because I may actually just end up getting an Xbox One.
I like that it proves Microsoft listens to people. Like that this whole thing, I feel like a lot of gamers just felt like they were being ignored, and now it actually proves that, you know, maybe they don't so much care about the gamers still as much as they used to, but now at least they're willing to listen to them.
They care about selling units.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, personally, didn't really bother me. I'm glad that they took it off. I really am glad they took it off. But why take something off and make it equally the same as another console? Not giving people the options. Now they're just really getting, should I get this exclusive or that exclusive? It's no longer which console does this.
I think it's just kind of about like leveling the playing field, because at this point a lot of people thought Sony had the high ground and this the advantage, so now they're just trying to level it. Maybe they're going to still unveil something.
Yeah.
At the last, you never know.
They said they have some stuff in hiding still, so we'll see.
I know maybe it's just me, but I felt like it was a cop-out really to try to compete with Sony. And I read an article yesterday about a possible price cut to match the PS4. How do you think that's going to affect fans as well?
That's good for us.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really sure how to feel. Like, I do like that, but in reality, like, I'm pretty sure the console itself doesn't cost $500. That's just what they do so that they can make back the money they've used for making it in case they don't sell it. So the price cut's probably not going to harm them too much anyway.
My secret hope is that it inspires Sony to cut their price even more so they can actually afford one.
All right, so come November, what do you think is which console's going to win?
PlayStation 4.
PlayStation
4.
Yeah.
I'd probably say PlayStation.
That's what I
Better
thought.
Exclusives, really.
Actually, you know what?
Done with Halo.
If we're talking about these two next gen, definitely PlayStation 4. But what if we add in the counter of the Wii U? The Wii U will be selling more.
That's what I thought. In the E3 showing, Nintendo was kind of the dark horse. Like, they was under the radar, and they showed so many great things.
Yeah, they had a great showing too, and like it just went unnoticed by a lot of people.
3 words: Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
there.
That's the one. People just ignore it. Like because they're like, oh well, it's the Wii U, it's still part of like current gen, and they don't think about it as next gen because it wasn't really. I mean, it was advertised so early and brought out so early, and they're just like, well, the tablet's just like a Wii edition, not like a whole new thing.
Yeah, it confused old people trying to buy it. They didn't know if they were buying a Wii or a Wii U.
But honestly, I think they're kind of getting the upper hand. They kind of like got in on this early because you know how Microsoft threw in like the smart glass stuff with the iPad. Well, Nintendo already has.
But the technology's always going to be behind.
Well,
Nintendo released it so early.
Nintendo released theirs a year early. Microsoft did that too with the 360. They did it 1 year earlier than everybody else.
That worked out great.
How come then theirs doesn't count as anything? Like it doesn't matter to anybody. Like theirs was new gen, but the Wii U was current gen.
Yeah, why the discrimination?
All right, Xbox is better. Microsoft is just better at developing technology than Nintendo is right now.
It is.
Nintendo has great games, but it's not the same.
So say let's fast forward to December of 2013. How do you guys feel that Nintendo can compete with other current the next gen consoles? Honestly,
the showing in the Wii sales, the consoles never have to be the best graphics or anything. No. It's the exclusives. They have Mario, Zelda, Super Smash Brothers coming out. All these different games that will appeal to the gamers and that they'll keep.
Plus, I think there's a broader audience too. That it's more family friendly, and kids will want the games too.
I mean, those three franchises you just said have been around since the '80s, and they're the highest selling franchises. So it's, I mean, if Nintendo does markets right, they could probably do the best of this rest of the year and the upcoming.
I think the holiday might belong to them.
Definitely.
Cheaper prices.
They already have more units out than either of the two because they came out a year early. Plus, they have a lot of great exclusives coming up, but not too much. They're saving more for later. Yeah. They're not going to flood the market, and that's a nice strategy for them.
Well, the thing I see about Nintendo though is people will buy a Wii U in order to play Super Smash Brothers, but I can't see anyone buying a PlayStation 4 to play Killzone. I can't see that happening.
Yeah.
See, like, just when you, like, the whole question and everything, I just read an article, actually, like, the other day that said Nintendo was, like, not worried about anything that the next-gen consoles were doing because the guy said that one of the CEOs of the company said that they're not worried because they make games that you don't want to sell. And I thought about it, and that's
Why
true
they're not worried
because
about the used market.
I keep Super Mario Brothers and like Mario Party and everything
Wow.
But
because
I'll
I'm
sell
like,
Call of Duty.
yeah, because I'm like, oh, well, I'll
totally
sell
makes
this, and I'm
sense,
like, but what if my friend comes over and like we need something to play? Well, then we'll play like Mario Kart or something.
Yeah,
like
Mario
it's
Kart,
always
yeah.
it's
Because it's always
a
family
good
friendly
thing to have.
Yeah, it's always
there.
nice to have.
People
Yeah.
keep their Nintendo 64s too.
Exactly.
I have one as well.
I have mine at home.
PlayStation 2, where are those now?
Okay,
I
wait.
think they have a good sense of nostalgia behind the Nintendo that really like pushes it forward all the time.
On the thought of exclusives still, how do you guys like the thought that both PS4 and Xbox One both have a combined 40 exclusives already been announced to be released?
I'm not a
Many
fan
of
of
those are
it.
good.
Honest, that's what I said. Honestly, how many of those are going to be enjoyable do you want to play?
I'm
saw
still
maybe
just
5 or
not
6.
impressed by a lot of the exclusives
No,
that they
no.
have right now.
They have Killzone and Infamous. Those are the ones that look the most interesting, but definitely
They're
Infamous.
franchises that already been built on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with the Xbox One. The only thing that looks out of all the new ones is either Titanfall
Yeah.
and Quantum Break. But out of the old franchises that are releasing with the Xbox One at launch, it's only going to be Forza 5. That's one that everybody knows. That's the racing game that everybody buys for Microsoft.
And it's something we've already
for that.
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want them to show
But
me
even-
something I've never seen before.
Even new IPs, I'm still not impressed by a lot of them. Like Rise, Son of Rome was supposed to be such
Yeah.
a great showing, and then it was just.
A bunch of
I was really disappointed by all like the scripted cinematic and everything. And I like a cinematic experience in games because I've enjoyed the Uncharted series.
Heavy Rain.
And that's a little too much for me. That's a little too much.
Yeah, but the whole showing was just like
Metal
9
Gear.
minutes of cinematic cutscenes, and
and then
it was
quick
rough.
time
Yeah, it's a
events,
lot of
and it
quick time
was-
events. It bothered me.
Well, what
Really.
I'm hoping for is it's going to be one of those games where you like you get an enemy down to like 10% health, and then you have the option to do like a quick time event to finish them off.
Yeah,
you know,
do God
like
of War style.
yeah,
Yes,
like I
exactly.
hope that's what it. And they were just showing the cinematics of the quick time events. I'm hoping that's what it was because I was so excited for this game. But if that's all it's going to be very boring to play.
Yeah, I just don't know how like these are going to do well because, like you said, with the Infamous Second Son, all these that have already been built, I kind of think another franchise of Sony's God of War. I think that one's kind of run dry already. I think they've
Yeah.
kind of written themselves into a
They
corner.
have like
don't know
8
where to go.
games.
Yeah, it's
8
been like-
games, and it's
How
not
far can you go
on
with
the beat
Infamous,
up.
or how far can you go with Killzone before you
Yeah.
break yourself into a corner?
Ascension's the one that stuck itself in a hole. Not including PSP and portability games,
Yeah.
but the Ascension put itself in a hole. It's the lowest rating God of War game.
Yeah, and it's just they've already gone prequel route. There's nowhere you can go past that.
Okay, speaking about the PSP stuff like that, there's a lot of talk that Microsoft might debut another handheld type of device. Do you think they should do that for 2014, or scrap the idea completely? Because I know
No.
Sony wasted so much money doing that.
They can't compete with Nintendo.
And nobody can
Exactly.
Nobody can compete with the
Or a
Nintendo.
cell phone. I mean, really.
Yeah.
there's-
Yeah.
Don't even try.
Yeah, iOS. There's so many apps you can get that it's honestly. Would you rather buy like the 99-cent app? I think you can get like Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins for $5 or Grand Theft Auto Chinatown.
They don't
or
show other video
10.
games here.
It's yeah, you can just get already full like touchscreen games too. On the phones.
iOS gave you a Need for Speed Most Wanted full, Injustice is free, stuff like that on the iOS.
Yeah.
But also, what the things that they're doing, Microsoft won't release a handheld console because they know that it'd be like the worst thing for them. One, they're already not selling anything with the Xbox One because of the restrictions, so they have to get back up on top.
Yeah.
Second, they have their Windows phone that they're highly advertising. It's actually a really good phone when they're adding games in there. So if they're going to do anything with games, mobile-wise, it'll be on the Windows 8 phone.
And do any of you guys
Windows
have a Vita?
Surface.
I don't. I thought it was like a terrible.
It's kind of a failure.
I thought it was a terrible idea.
It
when
picked
the
up this
Vita
year.
came out.
Picked up a little bit.
It picked up Steam, but it had a
Oh,
terrible.
it has Steam now?
No, that's
that would sell it.
That would.
That's on the NVIDIA Shield. That's coming out this year.
Yeah, but it's just it had like a terrible launch. That can kind of be mirrored to even when Nintendo released 3DS. That kind of had a terrible launch too. It's just a matter of time.
The Virtual Console didn't take. It took a while to get up.
The thing is, it was kind of hard for them to try and pick up the 3DS right away when they have a DS that's selling just as well, and they're still releasing new games at that time.
The biggest problem with like releasing a handheld is it needs a lot of time and effort dedicated to crafting that. I think Nintendo's got a nice balance of their console and their handheld because they have a lot of ideas that could work on either or. But it doesn't work well for Sony, especially with the new PS4 that they're going to be putting a lot of thought into that. They're not going to have a lot of time for Vita, and the same for Microsoft, especially considering they want to still support the 360.
All right, well, I have a real serious topic to talk about here. It's backward compatibility. How do you guys feel about that both systems are not backward compatible?
I'm fine with it. I'm going to be owning both of them.
It really doesn't bother me at
I know
all,
I know a lot of fans are really upset. They're like, oh, I have dozens of games for Xbox 360, but I want to play Xbox One. Yeah, people are like, I don't want to have Xbox 360 games.
It's just
Xbox One.
It's just their excuse to sell us more HD collections and use their purchase.
That's what I thought.
I'm okay with it.
Like, I think they're releasing a BioShock collection for the Xbox One when it eventually launches.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't mind
They
spending
just
$100.
released it on the 360.
Yeah, I
too.
don't mind spending $100 to buy the whole collection if I'm not gonna have Xbox 360 come 6 months.
I don't know.
But the thing is, us as consumers, we complain, you know, we bitch, it's one cuss word, and then
But we buy it.
but we end up buying it because
Yeah.
it's not only are we consumers, but we just like having things. Like for the Xbox 360, they're re-releasing Fable this year. I can tell you, so many people are gonna go buy it HD just for the
And they are
360.
not gonna play it.
I've owned it. I've owned Fable 3 times for the original Xbox, and I'm buying it again for the Xbox 360.
It's that collector mentality.
Halo Combat Evolved, I owned it twice.
Like, I
Bought
want
it.
the collection.
Bought it on
so I'm gonna
360.
buy it. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the thing. We're consumers. Consumers don't really have a mentality. We kind of just impulse buy on everything.
Oh yeah, I see commercial. I want it. I want that.
You're
Whatever
like,
it
I
is.
want that phone.
Whatever it is, I want it.
That's why they're there, though. That's the thing. They
Well, that's the
they
whole
make
point of
HD
advertising,
collections because they go
really.
HD. This is an HD. Well, I'm gonna get that Devil May Cry HD collection. You put it in. It's
Yeah.
literally just expanded so you can play it on HD. Unlike the Combat Evolved that Microsoft did, they actually let you switch from the old graphics to the new graphics while playing in HD, giving you the opportunity. There's a difference between HD launches too. So you really have to pay attention on what you choose.
All right, so going into this next gen step in gaming, what are you guys looking forward to come November? Anything?
You know, it's just more games, really.
Yeah.
It's just newer stuff.
I think like there were things that I was like about during E3, but like at the same time I'm just excited to see what like actually comes out. I'm excited to see the final results.
I think this is one year where I'm just not really excited. Like, all we have are a lot of sequels and a lot of, even the new IPs just don't seem interesting.
I felt the same way, kind of.
Yeah.
It's just,
What has more hype right now? The actual next gen console, or the fact that they're making some new franchises to these next consoles?
For me, it's definitely the new technology that they're adding to the consoles. For me, I'm okay with the Xbox One having the Kinect installed because of all the stuff that they've showed us. The Kinect 2 is really improved.
Yeah.
It's not just,
That is-
okay, I'm waving my hand here like crazy and hoping that it catches me. Wait,
Slides over,
somebody
yeah.
walked into the room.
And
Oh
how
no,
can I-
I'm
My
distracted.
game is ruined.
and having
Yeah.
the Kinect always, like, connected.
Connected.
That was one of their least stupid ideas, in all honesty.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's not really bothering me. And like, if you pay attention, people are not really complaining about that. Like, I mean, every so often it'll be brought up,
But
but
just because they want to find something to complain, that's called nitpicking. That's what they're doing right now because they're
Yeah, I don't
finding
think as
something
many
to
hits
hate.
as I want to, man.
I have a huge nitpick. Is like, I think all the next gen consoles, their controllers are awful. I don't like any of them.
That's a big thing too.
Yeah, I don't want skinny. I want big and bulbous. I need a little more to
Well, then-
They need a
Stick to-
little
stick to
more
the
I want the,
substance.
I want the Christina Hendricks of controllers.
Stick to the Xbox One controller. That's the one. So far, both of them. They
It
said
looks
that
good.
they said that the triggers on the PlayStation 4 make them perfect now for first-person shooting.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
They've done a bunch of the testing. They have a bunch of the videos that are posted up online. They're showing them
Yeah.
from the
I hate-
conferences, and they said that the PS4 triggers are actually good for first-person shooters because
Oh, they don't feel like marshmallows
PS3
anymore?
Oh, no, no.
controllers are
Gosh.
like this big,
Awkward hanging
you know,
over.
It feels like I'm holding
Marshmallows.
a little
Well,
baby's hand.
what's
you know?
wrong with them is when I can't eat them.
yeah.
Oh, so you're just
Actually,
like
that
gnawing
was-
at a controller.
Yeah, just
That was
not
why
the
I
controller.
pretty much didn't play the PlayStation.
Does-
was because
does anyone
I
else
did not
have-
like the controller?
Does anyone else have this worry though about that video games are becoming more like Hollywood in the sense that they're not making new and more interesting games; they're just making new franchises for us to
Yes.
play? Like it seems
Yeah.
like they don't really care about making a quality
Oh, they're-
product. I want to play
Yeah.
something that's new and interesting,
Or
not
they're
something that's the
remaking
start of
it.
something.
They're
In a sense.
rebooting everything.
Remaking
They're
it.
rebooting
Yeah.
everything.
Big
Tomb
thing.
Raider got rebooted this year.
Well, that was a good game.
Devil May
That was a
Cry
good
got
game.
rebooted
I
this
also
year though.
have, I also have
Again,
a problem
a
with
good
like
game.
all the ambiguity that follows around things. Sony launched a new IP. What was it? The Order, like 1886 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
like-
Order
yeah.
1886.
Yeah,
And
it
it
looks like
looked
every other game I've
interesting.
ever
It
played.
looked interesting enough. Like you're going around shooting monsters with like steampunk weapons, but they didn't tell us anything about it.
Or gameplay.
The only thing that
Is it
bothered me
first
about that
person?
game is that it reminded me of two games:
Yes.
Dishonored
Oh,
Yeah.
and Bioshock
Yeah.
Infinite.
Yeah, I got
that's what it reminded me of, and I'm like, I don't want to pay for a game that reminds me of 2 games that I've already played.
Just show me something new.
Just be better.
It might just be something I've never played before.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
not a franchise.
All right. So going in, trying to wrap this up soon. Give me one thing you're looking forward to come November for sure. Either being console, game, franchise, ending. Go ahead.
Yeah. Come holiday season, I think. I really just want to get. I really just want to get Super Smash Bros. So badly. Like when I saw that, and they said 50 characters from the start with DLC available afterward. That's a complete game.
Oh yeah,
that's a complete roster. That would be like with DLCs included. Injustice. And
shots fired.
And boom.
I saw it and I thought this is the Smash Bros. I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Well, it probably doesn't count as Halloween season, but it comes out near. It comes out near Halloween. That's like holiday. So I'm really excited for more Batman games, and I really hope the next gen continues the trend of Batman games.
Yeah, probably. Hope for the best.
That's really all I use my Xbox for.
Batman.
I think I know it's not like it comes out on next gen, but I'm excited to see Assassin's Creed 4 because I kind of lost touch with Assassin's Creed 3, so I'm really excited. I love pirates, so I'm really excited.
I can't wait for the scurvy meter.
You're gonna buy
I know.
You're gonna buy it or
you're dying.
I think this one I'm gonna have to go the good route and buy it.
I'm gonna stay away from all of these, fighting games. I'm gonna go with Forza 5 because I'm a die-hard racing game fan. So Forza 5, the Forza games are nearly perfect every time. So definitely for next gen.
I respect your opinion.
I respect your opinion. I'm respecting his opinion.
Alright guys, well that was our first episode of Game Over, our weekly gaming discussion. I hope to see you guys next week. Like and subscribe to this video. Like our channel. With me as always is Darby, Angel, Millan, and Mark. I'm Javontai. I'll see you guys next week.